Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Rob Bear, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turk. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yo, what's up?
Kenny, did you know that not only are we in the same time zone, but we also get the same natural disaster storms?
That's I felt guilty. So I was like, yeah, this hurricane is like moving off. It's not gonna hit us. And then I looked at the map. I was like, oh fuck, it's gonna hit a lot of other people though. That sucks. Like, we're like celebrating. So yeah, what a fucking disaster. Is everything okay? You're at the Roberto Bear Beats Lab.
Don't tell people my next name. Yeah, just had a lot of rain and a little bit of wind. No big deal.
I streamed during the first part of it
On Tuesday?
Yeah, it was fine. Power went out in like 20 minutes the next day, though. My dad was ridiculous, though, running around, like, filling up bathtubs with water, like, going crazy, dude. But that's, I mean, we grew up in Miami, so, like, he just treats them all like they're all disasters, you know?
I feel like you have to.
Yep. You really do. You complacent, then bad things happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I found myself at the fucking Walmart again, though. Like, it's like, buying batteries for my dad.
Yeah,
Florida
he give you a
Walmart.
list.
No.
What kind of batteries does the old ham radio take?
He has this ridiculous radio, and he's like, oh, it needs a bunch of C batteries.
Huh.
And I was like, okay, I bought him a bunch, and then he tried to put them in. He's like, I'm at D. It's like,
They're so close.
just gave you like 4 pounds of batteries, dude.
You know what I've noticed is like battery sizes are very similar to ladies' bra sizes. They don't make sense. Have you guys ever noticed this?
So they make sense. There's a cup size, and then there's a chest measurement. Like the first number is your inches across.
No, I'm talking about the alpha
line.
numeric or the alpha, because you got like double A and triple A, and then it goes up and you get like
A is it's just like the alphabet, dog. Like you just go further.
No,
and it's bigger.
So
how's this confusing?
When you're in the A
lizards
bracket,
don't have breasts.
What?
Makes sense.
Yeah, lizards don't. Lizards. It's mammal. It's like he doesn't understand mammals.
I don't think that's what's happening here.
Look, ham radios are stupid, but my dad is fucking into them. And apparently, every time I try to use it as content, somebody in the chat is like, ham radios are cool. Jeffrey B. White. It's just backfiring on me. Like 4 people the other day were like having me write down questions to ask my dad. I was like, so, we're thinking about, doing a Twitchception ham radio show where we're like using advanced technology to stream him doing stupid things like ham radio Morse code.
Put out fires in the backyard.
Bro, I mean, but like it is quite extensive hobby that he's into. I mean, you should see the fucking antennas, all this dumb shit. But like, it's like the test is hard, and like he's basically an electrician.
You gotta get a license, bro.
Like, I mean, it's just like any hobby. The hobby is learning about the hobby, right? And then doing the hobby, and then telling people how much you love your hobby. Just the funny part about it is that his hobby is like trying to talk to people, like with his ham radio. And then it's also talking to people about how he talked to people with his ham radio. So it's kind of redundant. And it's like really nothing to show you, right? Like for us, it's like, I painted this guy. And people are like, oh shit, that's tight. For him, it's like, I talked to some guy. Yep. That's what I did.
Really far away.
Yep. And I was like, oh, was it tight? No, it was really garbled and trash. Fun. So let's do a Would You Rather. We're back in the Beats Lab. We're going to do our award-winning Peabody segment with Wyatt Turk. Let's roll out to that Cable Wonders and touch nothing but the lamp.
Would you rather have a full back tattoo of Danny DeVito or Steve Buscemi?
What's the downside?
Are they doing a funny thing with their hands? It just is
the
it
tattoo
like,
can be like whatever you want.
as long as it's full back
full back depicting that person.
I have some degree of like what they're doing in the frame.
Yeah.
Okay. And when we say full back, are we talking like you can't see it when I'm wearing a shirt at all, or is it like still up a little bit of above to my?
No, you can hide it, but it's there.
Hey, and how low? We're talking right to the top of the butt crack.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking completely up to the ribs on the side.
Yeah, full back.
Someone in chat's like, easy, Danny. And then immediately Buscemi. Like, this is instantly divisive in chat.
I mean, one of them obviously has a lot more work than the other, but to choose from. But I think a Danny DeVito rum hand tattoo would be from Always Sunny would be pretty epic.
You would do it Always Sunny.
You're gonna go with that instead of like, so I started blasting, or
yeah,
offer you an egg in these trying times.
In these trying times, yeah. Yes.
No, I think I would
the
go.
Rum ham is classic, bro.
I think you're not going deep enough.
Okay.
I think if I'm going full back, I'm going religious iconography as my motif with Steve Buscemi as Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Doing the full
That's
holy
something.
hands, looking up, light coming through the cathedral window, shining on his hideous face. Like he's just so fucking
It's an interesting take on white Jesus.
super dramatic shadows, just highlighting all of his just hideousness as a human. But raw talent as an actor, you know? I want it to be the most offensive tattoo that can be that hits as many notes as possible. So yeah, Buscemi,
Fair enough.
full
I
back.
don't know.
Oh, see, people are picking characters, Lowe's.
I'm picking the OG character.
From the original made up story. It's tight.
Hello, fellow kids.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, fellow kids. That's right. Buscemi meme.
Yeah, that was a good meme. Trying to think some other like classic DeVito stuff, like where he crawls out of the couch naked.
I mean, you're always doing it's Always Sunny. What about some of his other roles, like
Is that your whole
like
What I mean,
Twins?
there's like Penguin, there's Taxi,
Penguin.
there's
Yeah.
Twins
obviously?
with Arnold.
I mean, honestly, Always Sunny.
What
seems
was
to be
that?
his most
Get
hyped
Shorty. He was in Get Shorty, right?
Yeah.
Driving the Pontiac minivan.
Who's in Matilda, I think.
shit. Lazy D says Casino.
Oh, he was, yeah. Roles. Let's see.
Goodfellas. Lazy D again coming in with the legendary callbacks right there for us. Yeah. Full on mural. Taxi? He was in Taxi?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
glad that-
that was Pesci. That's Goodfellas.
I don't know about
I only have
that.
so many people have differing opinions on this.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
many
man, I
characters
forgot
to
what he
choose
looked
from.
like in Taxi. Holy cow. That's wild.
I mean, the genie didn't say it had to be limited to his character work. So you can also just make him like a Primarch.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
Romance in the Stone? The fuck is that?
Oh, was he in that?
Yeah.
I can't believe he's 78 years old. I had no idea he was that old.
Rabute DeVito. That's right.
Makes sense.
That's right. Buscemi and Armageddon was priceless, Kara Quinn. I forgot about that.
What about the when he played that homeless guy in the Adam Sandler movie? It's pretty good.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, he was in the island too. Look, man, I'm gonna take my favorite thing, which is offending people, combined with Steve Buscemi's ugly mug.
It's fair.
Genie didn't say it had to be a character he's ever played before.
It's not a requirement. I just appreciate how many people are like, not only would I get Steve Buscemi, but I would get him as this character.
Yeah, no, I mean they're going the extra mile there. I like it.
So you're doing Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I'm doing Danny DeVito.
You're just picking which character you want to be right now. Like the tattoo book is like all we do is DeVitos. You go to the tattoo magic. Would you rather tattoo shop? It's the DeVito exclusive, and all the books are just different characters. 145 IMDb credits you pick.
No, I mean I could see him like as Michelangelo, the Michelangelo, like do him
as David,
or no, the Sistine Chapel, like the floating in the air. That would be dope.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite works of bodies of commercial art ever conceived.
Yeah, and you just shrink him down a little bit. Make him Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah,
fine.
He's like reaching out, touching.
Yeah.
Oh my God, touching Steve Buscemi's finger.
No,
we have to get I get half, you get half.
There you go.
And then we put our backs together. We finish the Sistine Chapel. Get fucked. We broke this one.
Yeah.
We ruined this ass.
That's a power duo right there.
Yeah. Whenever we get together, we always have to take our shirts off.
Why not? Why stop there?
I mean, I will never stop there. Not with you. But good one, Wyatt. Thank you for bringing that one into the game.
That was a good one.
So want to do some news. So table of contents is we have the previews to talk about. We had a very spicy episode of the pre-show, which is on Patreon. You got to give us money to hear it. And Rob sent us
It's only $6. It's only $6.
$6.
Basically free.
Right?
Yeah.
We did review a recording from the event that you can hear booze in. And so, and an absence of cheering at a certain point. So you can hear that audio. Also, we just
did pretty good.
Yeah. We just did, and our comments to it. And we just did the after hours where Rob has a tasty rant you might want to hear. But now we're
I think I broke the code.
No, you were on point today. I have to give it to you, man. It was
I'm glad I could show up for everyone.
Top form. Now we got the news, and then the obvious meat and potatoes tonight will be probably the previews. We're talking about Fulgrim at length, so we'll see. Rob,
I don't understand why everybody's upset. It's exactly what we want.
Don't give away the rant for free, dude. They gotta go to the paywall, man.
I'm just saying. I still don't get it. Go listen. I make a convincing argument. I feel like. Normally, though, we'd have a break here. We'd have a sponsor commercial, but we don't have that yet.
I'm sorry,
but that's coming soon.
It's on me. So you want to do so this would be where in the future some of our new sponsors are going to insert into the show.
Yeah, but yeah.
You want to freestyle it?
Well, I think one of the biggest things we've always been a fan of is game aids, right? Like you got to have your Battleshock tokens.
We are big
on the game aids.
Big on game aids.
Yeah.
Big on game aids.
Did the commercial, but we also made it a Ricky Bobby reference because it's like obligatory. So you just open it up. You're like, packs of wild dogs are roaming your neighborhood. And the only thing you can do to stop them is to buy dice.
Jack off 9,000. Jack off 9,000. Oh, yeah. You're good. So you want here, just call out our two sponsors right now. We've talked about Baron of Dice like crazy lately. We use
code LongWar5 or LongWar. They both work because we said both. So now they both work.
And you can even use Roman numerals. It doesn't matter.
People don't know Roman numerals anymore.
And who's our new sponsor?
J15 Games. They're on Etsy. They make all those great game aids. Mm-hmm. Me and Wyatt, we've showed the nesting template, the
tokens, measuring widgets, all sorts of great stuff.
This is a case of
Wound
things
markers
that we actually use and bought, and then sponsors seeing an uptick in sales coming to us. Because we haven't actually gone out of our way to sell commercial space in like 7 years.
Yeah, actually, it's because of the listeners would buy stuff from these folks and be like, heard about it on Long War. And then they reached out and they're like, yo, getting a bunch of orders here. How do we do more? And I'm like, well, you give us money. but in a responsible, eco-friendly kind of way where, we can all.
Rob handles that negotiation. Don't worry, guys. It's not me.
Yeah, something we have at Mission before is, we have, for people watching, they can see holding up our J15 nesting magnetized measuring widget. It comes in 3 sizes all in one. But he also does custom dice trays. So if you contact him, he has a listing for them.
Ooh, a combo collab. You can get the dice tray from one sponsor, you get the dice from the other.
Yeah, you can get a custom dice tray from J15. Makes out of like hardwood, laser etched, anything you want. It's dope.
Dope. In the future, there will be a commercial.
Yes, absolutely. Also, Baron of Dice has Infinity the Game dice now. Shatterpoint dice just came out with some new Blood Bowl dice that look pretty dope.
Right.
Lots of stuff really over there to check out. Definitely worth it. Still haven't figured out what I want to get for Custodians, but soon. They got Tyranid dice that look pretty fresh too. Way better than the GW ones, in my opinion. So speaking of GW, a lot of good news. A lot of good news this week from the Games Workshop side of things. So if you've been eagerly anticipating all the juicy Tyranid releases that are going on pre-order, well, it turns out you're probably going to be able to get them because there are no realistic caps, I guess you could say, for game stores this week. So all the juicy new Gene Stealer kits, the Hormagaunts, the Norn Emissaries, all the new Lictors, the Termagants, even the Codex book and the data sheets, which I've heard that a lot of folks are buying the data. They call them data sheet cards, but they are literally the same as the index cards that you know and love right now. But they're just calling them something different because they are replacing the free index cards. So keep that in mind. They may or may not have the code printed on the bottom, as we saw with the last ones. There was a code printed. Don't exactly know why, but they do have one. So don't throw away your packaging. So that's some good news. That's some good news. Now, something to be aware of if you are going to be purchasing some of the Tyranid stuff from Games Workshop or from your local game store. The Combat Patrol box is GW Direct only, and that's basically the stuff that came in Leviathan minus the Barb Gaunts, the Psychic Bug, I forget what his name is, and the Screamer Killer. So everything else comes in that box. If you need more of it, you can pick that one up. But you will have to order it from Games Workshop Direct there, unfortunately. So hopefully this bodes well for the Space Marine release, which we just saw the previews for yesterday. Lots of new Space Marines coming out here in the near future, of course. There's actually a lot of stuff coming out. I suppose we could do a recap of the previews if folks haven't seen them here in a few minutes, I suppose. But I feel like maybe we talk about I feel like it's just been too long. We haven't talked about Titans in a while. So let's just talk about some Titans real quick, because everybody loves Titans, right? Everybody played Titanicus, and now we're all eagerly awaiting Legions Imperialis, especially Wyatt.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Games Workshop revealed the 2 battle group boxes for Legions Imperialis today that will contain Titans. One will have Titans, one will have Knights. Very similar to stuff they've done in the past for Titanicus. So that might be something to kind of watch out for. Obviously, they're going to have different interior materials and bases and things inside, but it's cool to see that you will be able to get those in a bundle box as well. We heard some Battle Force rumors coming out of a couple different places, but I found it interesting that there might not be as many Battle Forces this year, especially less Sigmar Battle Forces. One, supposedly the guard one will have double Dorn tanks in it, which is bold. The Space Marine one will have supposedly all the new Primaris stuff in it, but keep in mind too, all the gas stuff isn't even out yet as single releases, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Kenny is not counting down the time clock on this Titanicus, and I'm already done with it, so it's fine.
No, you earned as much Titanicus as you want.
Well, I think it's going to pivot into Legion Imperialis, which I'm probably not going to play, to be honest with you, just because I still have too much Titanicus and I could never find people to play with for that. But no sense harping on that one for sure. So Joy Toy shipped out the Bobby G's or Rubute Gilliman models, action figures this week. So if you pre-ordered one, you'll probably be seeing it show up very soon. If you haven't, they are in stock at all the Joy toy sellers in Asia, at least. Not here in the States yet. If you're waiting on one in the States, go ahead and pre-order it. But I think they're looking at a time frame around the new year. So sometimes it's just better to get it from Asia. Although Merchoid started carrying and taking pre-orders on them as well. So if you live in the UK, that will probably be, or Europe, that'll probably be a better option for a lot of folks. It's just something to consider there, I think. So that's the big thing as far as releases go. Some good news on allocations for the Tyranid release. Hopefully it bodes well for Space Marines. And I feel like we'd be remiss not to kind of recap some of the previews. Obviously, we're going to talk about Fulgrim a little bit later. There was some Space Marines. There's quite a bit of Space Marines coming out. So you got the Jump Pack Tutors, you got the Terminator multi-parts, you got the Stern Guard multi-parts with new weapons. The Chappie looks pretty dope. Looks like he has a Storm Shield, Relic Shield deal as well. What else was there? Oh, the Smash Captain, as they're calling him. The Jumpy Boys are going to be a thing. So that wasn't quite as unexpected as I think a lot of people did. And
we
Space
knew
Marine
that was
Scouts.
coming, yeah.
I think we knew a lot of this stuff is coming through, we'll call them sanctioned leaks from Games Workshop. But a lot of things are behind right now. Like I saw the bill of landing sheet, the import sheet for Cities of Sigmar, and that stuff was all dated a shocking long time ago. And that's, if you're into Cities of Sigmar, which actually hits store shelves this weekend, that's why a lot of folks online already have fully painted and gorgeously painted, in a lot of cases, models from that, because they have had them for a long time. So GW's kind of spaced things out a little bit, and not exactly sure, what the whole thing is there. But that being said, it's probably good to see, better painted stuff online. But there is something going on. We don't know exactly what, but so far it's boding well, because we have basically infinity models to choose from if we're looking to get the Tyranid stuff there, which I think is pretty neat. Let's talk about rules real quick. So every codex out there has a detachment with 6 stratagems, and I think for the most part 4 enhancements. I might be wrong there for some of them. Obviously not the fringe stuff like the Agents of the Imperium and things. But now we know via the Tyranid book and what GW was saying that there will be 6 detachments for books. One of them will be the existing one that we've already seen, and there'll be 5 new ones, all of which including 4 enhancements and 6 stratagems. So once these books start dropping, we're going to see 36 stratagems for a faction and 24 enhancements to choose from. And of course, dope army-wide rules too. What do you guys think about that?
Like per faction?
Per faction.
Well,
from the sounds of it.
Or is it like, but it's like how it used to be, right? Like where these ones are just for this play company. These ones are for this play company.
So now it'll just be if you take this detachment, you have access to these stratagems, these enhancements.
If it's like what they've been doing, which is subdividing the factions into access keywords to certain, there's no problem with that. If it's literally like, this is a rampantly long, unnecessary list that has no restrictions, that's kind of concerning.
Well, we don't 100% know yet.
Yeah,
but
no, and I get that. I would think and hope it's clearly like the hosts and the cabals and that. You know what I'm saying? I would assume it's that, but I can't guarantee that with some of the things that they've done recently. Well,
they did say during the preview that for Space Marines, there's no longer going to be a detachment for a chapter. The detachments can kind of represent the main fighting style of some chapters. Like if you want the composition to be mostly fast attack choices, then that is kind of White Scar's thing, but anybody can run that detachment. So the detachment isn't based on the chapter rules. It's based on your army composition. What type of army do you want to play? And then stratagems and enhancements to support that.
Okay, then that's also not a problem, even if it's rampant, because if it's this is the section that is for bikes, this is the section that's for jump troops, and this is the section, you know what I mean? Then that's fine. That's pretty much it's getting us to the same result without having to create a separate page for each idea. Versus you make a list how the fuck you want, and there's a stratagem for you. That actually starts to sound a little bit better, actually. A little bit more freeing. Less complex, honestly. Wait, what are the rules on ferryman again? What are my things here? Fuck, which page is that on? No, I just do whatever I want, dude. And then these are my restricted, so that could be interesting. But also, there are going to be chapter keywords, right? Because there's chapter characters and stuff. So,
yeah, because you can no longer have mixed chapters in a detachment. It's all or nothing,
which was limited as anyway. So that means of this jacked list, it's going to be these are Blood Angel ones, these are fucking Space Wolves ones, etc. Right?
Well, I don't know that there's going to be stratagems that only Blood Angels can use. So the way they made it sound was that if you play Blood Angels, you can pick any detachment, like the Gladius Strike Force, yada yada, and the composition of that detachment is what makes up your army and how it plays, rather than being Blood Angels. And then you guys have your custom detachment, so have that, and then access to the generic ones.
Oh, okay. It's fine.
It's just, it's definitely will be a bit more to keep track of, I feel like.
Nah, I think it's a wash. Honestly.
It's pretty easy. I mean, if I'm playing against Tyranids and he throws out a stratagem I haven't heard before, I'm show me on your page.
It's no different than it was before.
You just open the book and it's here's the detachment I'm playing, here's the enhancements, here's the stratagems. If they use a stratagem not on that page, then you're just you can't use that, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same at least.
Alternatively, we have the app, so
yes,
you don't really need to know anything about the army other than the broad strokes. And then if they're playing the I eat ass detachment, whatever Tyranid one is, then I just pull that up on my phone while I'm playing. And if I notice a inconsistency, then I bring it up.
Yeah, this is no less or more complex than what we were used to. I think it's about the same.
Might be.
Quinn says, assuming that they have chapter characters in any detachments. I'm assuming that they'll have chapter characters in detachments. So we'll have to see how chapter characters work. But it seems like we're going back to a simpler idea of Space Marines.
Yeah. I mean, I would be really excited if they brought back the whole thing of if you take X character or X detachment, these units become battle line. I think that would be so cool.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if that happens again, or because I don't know, the detachment stops mattering, and the only thing that matters is the stratagems you have access to, which kind of sucks because let's say they have this attachment that's supposed to be I don't know, the Iron Fist Tank Company, But if it doesn't make your tanks where you can bring more than the allotted amount, then it's just a detachment that's the same as the other detachments, but you get one extra rule for tanks, which doesn't seem all that like exciting.
Yeah. What else, Rob?
That was the big stuff that I just noticed from the pre-orders. There is a Horus Heresy Battle Group box coming out that will be your first chance to get the Mark III Iron Armor as well as the Deradeo Dreadnought, and it'll come, I think, with 3 squads of Mark III, and then also the Land Raider Proteus. They mentioned that the highly awaited Assault Marines for Horus Heresy in plastic will be available later on. They didn't specifically say. I don't think they want to take the thunder away from the Primaris ones quite yet. But that's just my gluten-free gut check as far as that goes. That's basically it as far as all the stuff I'm tracking as we head on into September.
Good old September.
Good old September.
So we're already getting to the end game, son.
What's the end game? Chimpanzees?
Yes. So the day I fucking decide to not fight the chicken when I start my car.
His once a year is coming up.
Oh, Rob's once a year. Rob picked chimpanzee, didn't he? Like an idiot. You fool.
Fucking Rumble in the Jungle. Bro. November 12th.
When I ambush him.
Like, what do you think you are? 20 badgers?
Yeah. I feel like 20 badgers today.
He's just 20 badgers in a skin suit this whole time. So, Fulgrim is the hot topic. Our title of the episode was GW Master Bates.
What is the title? Master Bates the community? Oh my gosh. I don't think you can leave that. I think you'll have to.
I don't think there's anything against the TOS in that sentence. That's why the ellipsis is so important.
Can't put those in the titles. It fucks up everything when it comes to RS drip. I'll just probably use the other title then for the actual.
I probably would, yeah.
But so Fulgrim, everyone knows. I would say people have opinions.
Fulgrim?
Did I say Fulgrim?
The Primarch?
Yeah. Does that know what I'm talking about?
He's here? He's coming?
Yeah, man. No, he's here. Like, we have access to him right now.
Oh. Shit.
That was at the preview, and everyone knows he's not 40K.
He's not?
We did a whole thing, the pregame show about this. But like, what were they thinking, Rob? By releasing, like, I'm talking about marketing. Let's go into raw marketing. Like, what is the advantage to releasing a Horus Heresy popular ass motherfucker, like clearly demon gangster shit, very Mortarion, like very fucking Angron, like very fucking Magnus, like what's the marketing strategy there? Like for Horus Heresy versus doing it, like trying to put some 40K love into something like that.
What's the strategy here?
That doesn't seem like a winning strategy to me. Like, why would you lead with the Horus Heresy variant of him?
I'm not sure why they did what they did, to be quite honest with you.
Because that just seems objectively like bad marketing. Like, it's going to make people feel worse sooner in the wrong order than if you hadn't released him at all. Because people have been thirsting for this model fanatically. So many Chaos Space Marine fans in the world are like just diehard ECs, and they like just S the D of this fucking Primarch like relentlessly, you know?
Right.
And it's like, oh man, Fulgrim's coming back. I'm going to be so fucking stoked. So many of my friends have been just like, it's going to be my time. It's going to be my time. You know what I mean? And then they show that shit, and then it's a bait and switch Horus Heresy logo at the end. It's like, what the? And it was a hype sizzle trip. Like, we watched it earlier today. I was like, this is hype. This is where I'd be jerking off right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is amazing. But then at the end, it's like, you know, like, fucking Horus Heresy. Like, what the fuck? You know, so isn't it just objectively better to have, if that was a 40K release, then later you drop the some 30K variant? You know what I mean? Like, isn't it just objectively?
I just don't get it. It makes no sense. Like, why make a model specifically for the period in time when Fulgrim had just very recently ascended to a demon prince?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as if implying there will be like iterations of him. Like, that just seems silly. When you just make a plastic Fulgrim, demon prince, the same way you did Magnus, Mortarion, and Angron, make it for 40K, everyone's happy. And then also, like, hey, if you guys enjoy Horus Heresy, you can also use this model as Demon Ascended Fulgrim for the Siege of Terra campaign.
Like, instead of them going out of their way to say he will not have 40K support.
Oh yeah, like to just twist the knife.
Like, right? It does. It's just bad. It's bad. It's one of these baffling GW moments where this is just bad fucking strat. This is a bad strat. Like, we're not even talking about forgeable quality. We already did that in the After Hours, guys. You know our stance on forgeable quality.
Oh, and I think it was more about what to invest in commodities-wise when it comes to Games Workshop. I think that's how
You think their strategy is literally they want you to start they want to start like making the prestige of their resin stuff like appear to be where you need to be spending your money?
No, I don't think that's the case at all, because like the quality has been going down and they haven't even been offering as much stuff anymore. It's baffling. Like, how many years have we been saying the decisions they make are baffling and unknowable? Like, we can't even fathom. Like, I can't even like imagine a sequence of like meetings that led to this decision.
So weird.
Like, not that I'm saying the model's not tight. The model's fucking dope. Dude, are you kidding me? It's obviously dope. And obviously there's going to be people out there who don't care how hard it is to build and how annoying it is. And they're going to make really dope ones. I'm not saying that's not the issue. Like, but why is it a 30K model with no support in 40K? That feels worse than if there was no fucking model even mentioned. Like it's like you didn't even know you were missing out. If you just never told me there was going to be a Fulgrim, my day would have been great. But now I know there's a Fulgrim and he's not 40K. Now my day sucks.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, like, everybody else got their cathartic moment.
Yeah.
Right. Because everybody who's a fan of one of the big legions has their Primarch. Right. And I know that a lot of the loyalist chapters don't have their Primarchs yet, yada, yada. But like, so far, everybody's gotten to have their thing. Like, got to have Rabute Gilliman. You got to have the Lion after all these years.
Times. Like, when is it going to be my time? The Lion returns. Yeah, when is it be my time? You got your fucking time.
You're a Chaos player. It's like you've got Magnus, you got Mortarion, you got Angron. And it's like, this hurts even more because they're last. Because it's the only one. And so all these people that were like, finally, I get to have my thing. I get to have my like amazing, joyful moment where I can put my Demon Primarch on the table just like the other guys. And then for Games Workshop to be like, yeah, it's Horus Heresy only.
Yeah.
Like,
it's going to be some overpriced, hard to build, janky ass fucking product that everyone knows we hate here in the podcast. Like, how fucking overpriced and jank and no quality control has. They don't even care about that. It looks dope and people are going to make it dope. I could brute force that model to be dope. No problem. Right? Fuck all that. It's jank resin. No. What Wyatt said. Think about when Angron dropped. Bro, they sold out, son. It don't matter. That's a win. That's a fucking home run. Guaranteed home run, money in the bank. Why would you not do that?
It just,
you did explain to me how much those sprues cost to make, those injection molding sprues. So I'm aware that there's a massively different cost assessment between like a resin version of fucking Angron and a dope superior plastic injection mold. I'm aware of that. But you're going to sell out. Doesn't matter. You're going to fucking make however many you make, you're going to sell. Doesn't matter. You made 1 million of them. You sold 1 million of them, son. Like, straight up. That's money in the bank. How does it go to, I don't want $10 million because it costs $200,000 to make it. I'd rather just have like $1 million.
Not even. They're not going to make them.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just using fake numbers. I'd rather have $1 million that costs like $50 to make. But I just said you can make like 10 million, dude. Nah, I don't like the I don't like the upfront cost, the operating cost on that. Like, I don't like that. I'd rather just make $1 million. Yo, we're making lateral moves. We need to be making upward moves. The fuck? I don't get it. Like, even that, I'm just imagining. I'm making shit up. That
it's just like happened. It's just really weird because like they've made this huge concerted effort to transition so many of the core what you need to play type kits for Horus Heresy into plastic, because that's what your average wargamer wants, right? Like your 9 out of 10 wargamers do not like working with resin because their only interaction with resin has been either Finecast or Forge World resin, and it's dog shit. It's terrible to work with, has a horrible reputation. Nobody enjoys it. So they want plastic. And so you would think that like if they want to incentivize Horus Heresy as this new product line to get people into it, they should keep making more plastic kits for it, which would mean if you just make a plastic kit of Demon Prince Fulgrim and give it 40K rules and give it 30K rules at the same time, you're going to make like the most amount of money. So much money. You get the most
license to print out cash money purchase. Right there.
Yeah.
And someone in chat, I normally don't call out chat here, but I think it's a good point, and I think we can comment to this. Dapper Walkie says, hasn't always been that the case that Forge World is a separate company and doesn't really participate directly in the regular marketing and release machine, and basically a gang of dudes sit around the table and go, wouldn't it be cool if, like, you have a great point, but here's the thing. GW is supposed to sign off on the marketing campaign that they dropped a bunch of money on right now. They still like that's still Games Workshop. Doesn't matter if like how isolated this, and they're not even as isolated as you think they are these days. But like, doesn't matter how isolated it is. They still have to like take that up the chain and be like, can you make this all we care about for the big release in this quarter? And they have to be like, yeah, you know what? We don't like making money. We'll do that. They still had to say that, like in that scenario. Like,
I don't know. I don't get how they don't have the data over the past decade.
Oh, they do.
Of like every time
they can't read
for
the
Horus
data.
Heresy came out and you gave it rules for 40K, it was bought in massive numbers because people were like, I only play Horus Heresy like once in a blue moon, or I don't play it at all, but I can have this cool model and play it in 40K. So everything that had a dual purpose made tons and tons of money. And now it's like people are still buying that stuff when it comes to plastic because they want the spicy new plastic kit. And even though some of it's legends, you can still play it in regular 40K because it has 40K data sheets. Why would you not just do that with Fulgrim and knock out a home run?
Mm-hmm.
So now you just alienate.
The more I think about it, it's that shareholder board driven mentality to make like instant money, like with lateral moves and mitigate costs, mitigate expense. Wealth is the mitigation expense, kind of like really bullshit ideals. Like, so they constantly make these little lateral moves and never make these upwards moves. And to me, it just has to be a cost assessment. They're like, I don't want to take a risk on a really expensive operation. I just want to like print some masters and make some fucking spin cast molds and let's just go do that. Like, but dog, it's guaranteed.
This doesn't make sense. Yeah, because it's like,
well, the thing is, they don't get like
the way that this
hobo ass shareholders might not understand like the automatic home run.
That's your job to make them see that, though. Like, you're the company, you have all the inside.
What have I said since day one? Is like they don't have the right CEOs in charge of that shit. It's like Rob says all the time. It's a company. It's their whole job listing ideology is like, how much do you suck the dick of GW? Like, how much of a fanboy are you? The more of a fanboy on your resume you are, the more likely you're going to get hired. They want you to be like, I'm grateful to be here, not I'm here to work, son. Let's get it done. Let's make that money. That like it's ridiculous. And so like,
yeah, it's pretty wild. It's like,
because you know what's ridiculous is that like some people's goals are to like make the world a better place, and then some people's goals are to make a shitload of money. But what happens is those two concepts always, if you're that committed to making money and you're that committed to making the world a better place, at some point they intersect because you realize over time the pathway to making the most amount of money is making people happy. And then you realize the path that if all you're doing is making people happy, you will make a shitload of money. They cross.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes GW doesn't seem to realize that. They're like, oh, hey, people like doggos. Let's put doggos in boxes or crabs or
They don't stay committed to, these are the only two things you ever need to fucking think about. And they think about 33 other things at once. How do we make money and how do we make people happy? You can think of both of them simultaneously or just exclusively one or the other, but they don't do either of those.
Yeah, that's sad.
It's very silly. I can't believe because it's like, I think the marketing of this is going directly against that lateral move they may have wanted to work. Because, if you look up the price point of this new Prestige Series Abaddon, whatever the fuck it's called, and the huge demon models like Kabanda, their price point is ludicrous for the quality of resin you're getting. So people already know that. Like, they're wise to the Forge World, bait and switch on quality of product that you're shipped out. And then on top of that, this hype moment is this massive rug pull of like, instantaneously you have alienated so many people just because of how it was presented.
Yeah, Rob.
And the fact that like, you're not even giving them the false hope of the model getting Forge World or getting 40K
you
rules,
shut it down
because you savagely put in the fucking article, let's just get this out front. It's not coming to 40K. Like, how fucking tone deaf do you have to be,
mean.
guys?
You're cruel. Check this out, Rob. No fucks given is like, what's next? 30K Noise Marines, 30K Lucius, 30K Fabi Spio, 30K Terminator Noise Lord, Captain, Edelon, like everything he wants. like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a feel badsies. It's a feel badsies. Did you tell them about the audio? We got the audio.
Yeah, we opened with that. If you want to check out the before, we actually previewed the audio and give our opinions of it. We got some audio, boots on the ground audio, and if what you will hear if you go to the paywall, the Patreon page, and you listen to it, you will hear a bunch of cheering. You'll hear right when they all realize it's Horus Heresy.
No, they say it's Horus Heresy.
Yeah, when the whole audience realizes what they're cheering for, they don't want.
Oh, right.
Then you'll hear an absence of cheering. Then you'll hear a couple of like onboarders trying to keep the cheering going. Then a couple of really annoyed people boo them down, and like then a little bit of cheering at the end. Like you hear this utter like stop, silence. Nobody's cheering anymore. And a couple of boos from the crowd.
It's noticeable.
It's like the absence of hype right at the moment when it's like, this is not 40K.
Yeah, I think they may have edited the sizzle video, or this might just be like my bad memory, but I could swear that when we watched it live, the sizzle video did not have the like go to this website, check it out kind of thing at the end. It was just like a video. And then they cut back to a still image slide of the model on a white background. And then they were like, and it's coming to Horus Heresy. And the Horus Heresy logo popped up. And instantaneously, the live reactions went from jubilation to despair. The rending of clothes, the gnashing of teeth, like in one voice, they cried out in terror. Sure, Obi-Wan heard it. Like,
Obi-Wan definitely heard it.
It was real bad. Like the live chat turned instantaneously as soon as that happened.
Kara Quinn says maybe they're geniuses, right? They're just pulling attention away from the rules problems.
Got them. Give them something to talk about.
Nailed it. It works. If that's the case, genius.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's right, Justin. It's like you just make it plastic like everyone wants it, and you make it for both. That's $1 billion right there. It's like money in the bank, dude. Every idiot on earth buys that. Who plays 40K? Who loves this IP?
Yeah.
Like we all buy one. Like it's a box office smash, dude. Like,
yeah, I'm not sure how this didn't happen.
It's baffling, but yeah.
It's whatever. I mean, it's fun. So it's not.
Yeah, it's good news. I mean,
there is good news for game stores. They'll have something to sell this week.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, like this is not like crippling anyone's ability to have fun this week. It's just very sad and feels very targeted almost and deliberately unnecessarily tone deaf. Like, anyway, at least we had news to talk about.
Yay. And remember, there will probably be a balance data slate coming out in about 2 weeks. I would say by the 15th of September.
Neat.
If I had to guess. So And then we'll get to do it all again.
Let's fucking go, man.
I'm ready.
Another 10 years. Another 99 seasons.
Yeah.
Longwood podcast.
Forever. Chicken nuggies. Szechuan.
This is what is this? This is my man with no arm, Morty? Oh, it's my arc. All right, well, head on over to the paywall, right? Don't forget, you want to hear Rob's rant. It's there.
It's a good one.
Why you want to take us out of this one?
Rob?
So that's it for this one. Make sure you head on over to longwar.net for exclusive access, exclusive content, early access videos, and my rant, apparently. Become a veteran of the Long War today.